But when we say exterior angle, we're talking about the angle on the outside of the triangle, or of a triangle. All right? And that's exactly what this first little blank is. The exterior angle is the angle on the outside of a triangle. We know this already because we had our alternate exterior angles that are on the outside of our parallel lines. Now we've got exterior angles on the outside of our triangle. And we're also going to have this new type of angle called remote interior angles. So they're on the inside of a triangle. And it's the two angles that aren't attached to the exterior angle. Where have we heard the term remote before? Does that sound familiar outside of math? Remote control, right? What does a remote control allow you to do?
Turn on the TV.
Turn on the TV?
Control like a video game.
Control the TV, yeah. Remote, like a controller. Right? Has anyone ever heard of a remote island before? No? What is a remote island? Is it an island that's super close to a big city? No, it's the opposite, right? If it's a remote island, it's out in the middle of nowhere. If you have a remote control, you can control the TV from far away. So remote interior angles are angles that are far away from our exterior angle. So when you see the word remote, you should think far away. You guys all went through a year of remote learning where you attended school from far away, far away from the actual school on your computers, right? It was remote learning. So remote interior angles are far away. So if we're looking at this diagram, this is what we're going to see a lot of over the next couple days. It's a triangle. It's a triangle with one of the side lengths extended out, creating this outside angle that we call angle D. So the exterior angle is angle D. Good. So there it says, and the interior angle will be C. Yes, C is one of my three interior angles. Okay, fellas, I'm not going to say it again. Stop talking. C is one of our interior angles, but is it close to my exterior angle or is it far away? Close. It's close. It's right next to it. So the remote interior angles will be A and B. Because C, although it's an interior angle, remote means far away from the exterior angle, and C is right next to it. Okay, this relationship will make sense once we kind of break down all the different things going on in this picture. Yes, technically, C is one of our interior angles, but it's not a remote interior angle. Now, angle C and angle D do have a pretty unique relationship with each other. What type of relationship is here between angle C and angle D? Supplementary. Exactly. They are supplementary. We see that both the orange and the, reddish angle arcs here form a nice straight line. How many degrees is that semicircle that we formed? 180. So angle C plus angle D equals 180 degrees. Give me a thumbs up if you see what we're talking about. Ignoring those other two angles. This is our classic supplementary relationship that we've been talking about since the beginning, where C and D add to 180. Perfect. I love it. Okay. Now let's ignore angle D for a second. Now that we all see that little supplementary relationship, let's ignore angle D. What relationship do A, B, and C have with each other? Well, what lesson did we just review and we just learned at the beginning of the week? They're what? Interior angles of a triangle, right? So what do the three interior angles of a triangle add up to equal? 180. So we could say, let's just write triangle sum so we know. Technically the relationship is still supplementary since they add to 180, but it's not what we typically see. So we'll just say it's triangle sum, where A plus B plus C equals 180 degrees as well. Right? That's what we just learned. The three angles inside of a triangle all add together and equal 180. This is where we're going to derive or discover our exterior angle theorem from. The first relationship, C plus D equals 180. Our second relationship, A plus B plus C equals 180. So if C plus D is equal to 180 and A plus B plus C is 180, then these two expressions have to be equal to each other. It's called the transitive property. Have you guys ever heard of that before or no? Probably not. That's okay. The transitive property is this basic mathematical idea that kind of extends into real world stuff too. It's basically like if I said Darius is an 8th grader, 8th graders promote in 32 school days, therefore Darius promotes in 32 school days. Does that kind of make sense? Yeah. Let me think of another example. See, there's a bunch of different things you could say. I can't think of anything right now. But basically, like, hopefully you see if this is equal to 180, this is equal to 180, then this is equal to that. Does that make sense? I think I might confuse you more if I try and think of a weird example. So, because they're both 180, they're all the same, right? This relationship is 180, this whole relationship is 180, so we set them equal. Now what we're going to do, because we have a C on both sides, we're going to subtract C from the left and the right, from both sides. What happens to C minus C on the left? They cancel out. What about C minus C on the right? They cancel out. So we've got D equals A plus B. Go ahead and put a cloud around that. This is our exterior angle theorem. If we want to find the measure of our exterior angle D, all we have to do is add together both remote interior angles. We'll see what that looks like in a second, but make sure you got that down so that you know you have it. D equals A plus B. Where D is the exterior angle and A and B are our faraway angles. So let's take a look at how we're actually going to do this. If you flip over to the second page, My exterior angle is right there, angle D. Now, is C a remote interior angle? No. Why is it not a remote interior angle, sir? Exactly. It's really close to angle D. We want the angles that are far away from angle D, which are what? A and B, 35 and 65. So if we use the exterior angle theorem, D is equal to A plus B. We want to solve for D, so we don't know what that is. What can I plug in for A? 65. What can I plug in for B? 35. What is 65 plus 35? 100. And there's my answer. D is equal to 100. That's it. That is it. The key thing here is we want to be using the remote, the far away interior angles. Angle C is always going to be notched right up next to my exterior angle. We want to ignore that and take the two angles that I do see, 35 and 65. Now let's think about this from the triangle sum theorem that we just finished talking about. If B is 35, A is 65, and we wanted to find angle C, we could do 35 plus 65 plus C equals 180. This is the triangle sum theorem. What is 35 plus 65 again? 100 plus C equals 180. How can I get C all by itself? Subtract 100. What's 180 minus 100? 80. So angle C here is 80 degrees. Now that we know angle C and angle D, do those two measurements form a supplementary relationship here? Yeah, D is 100, C is 80. All together, that makes what? 180. Right, so it's all connected. The inside of my triangle creates 180. My C and my D relationship creates 180. So because D supplements angle C and angles A plus B supplement angle C, D is equal to A plus B. Transitive property. And again, that's more of the why this is the case, which helps some of us. Some of us it confuses further. As long as you know, add the faraway angles together, set it equal to D, boom, you should be good to go. Give number 2 and 3 a try. Identify your remote interior angles. Obviously, angle D is your exterior angle. Set up D is equal to A plus B. See what you get. Give it a try real quick. We'll come back together and talk about it before getting our work for the day. D is equal to A plus B. Exactly. That's right. Great job. And you even did the triangle sum too, which is awesome. What's up? You don't have to. It might help to do it just to check, but you don't have to. Great job. Yes, great job. Nice. Good, good. All right, for number 2, what can I plug in for angle A? 47. What can I plug in for angle B? 43. What is 47 plus 43? 90 degrees. Isn't that fun and easy?
Yeah.
As long as you know how to add, you should be good. We are going to have to subtract 2. Tomorrow it'll get harder, but today it'll be nice and easy like this. Tomorrow we'll have, x plus 10 degrees just like we've been doing. Yeah. That's why we're building out how this works, the process, get comfortable with it before we make it a little too difficult. If we were going out of the textbook, it would all be done in one day, and that's too much, too confusing. Again, if we wanted to do the triangle sum theorem here, we could say 43 plus 47 plus C equals 180. 90 plus C equals 180. C equals 90. And that is supplementary to the angle D that we found. That works out. So that's a way you can check your answer. You don't have to do it necessarily, but something to know. What's my exterior angle in number 3? Exterior. D. What are my remote interior angles here? A and B of 44 and 72. D equals A plus B. What can I plug in for A? Doesn't really matter, but just to keep it consistent, angle A is 44 degrees. Angle B is 72 degrees. We add those together, and what do we get? 116 degrees. Okay, we also note C and D are supplementary. So C plus D equals 180. We just found that angle D is 116. So if we subtract it from both sides, we could find the measure of angle C, which is 64 degrees. Once again, supplementary to our exterior angle D. Give me a thumbs up if that's making a little bit of sense. Seems okay. Very nice. We're going to take a look at a kind of different example on the worksheet here. Same idea, just different execution. If I'm looking at number 2, you'll get this in a second, and I'll leave number 2 up there. What is my exterior angle in number 2? Do we know what my exterior angle is equal to?
No.
Well, take a look. What angle's on the outside of my triangle? N? Well, N's a point, right? But angle C here, if we want to be technical, it's angle NCD, now that we know how to name angles. There's my exterior angle. I draw my arc. It's on the outside of my triangle. What are my remote interior angles?
E and D.
E, which is 36, and D, which is a question mark. It's the two angles on the inside that aren't right next to my exterior angle, right? So now this is a little bit backwards. We know the exterior angle. We're trying to find one of the remote interior angles. Okay, Okay, we know that D is equal to A plus B. I know that the letters are different on this, but same idea. What can I plug in for D? Are you sure? What number is on the outside of my triangle? 108. It's color coded, right? 108. That's my exterior angle. What does exterior mean again? Outside. See how that angle arc is not within my triangle? That's on the outside. I know one of my interior angles is 36. One of them is unknown. I'll call it a question mark. Now, how can we get the question mark all by itself? Subtract 36. (108 minus 36) should give me 72 degrees. Great job. So most of them, right, you don't know the exterior angle, and you get both of the remote interior angles. You can set it up nice and easy. Question mark equals 45 plus 50, and then we just add. But sometimes you know the exterior angle, you got to find one of the missing pieces that makes that exterior angle what it is.